Birthdays and anniversaries. They're those singular times in any year that seem to focus our thoughts on the past, our roots, if you will. 2014 marks two such special occasions: the 100th anniversary of commercial aviation in the United States, and for Hawaiian Airlines, its own 85th year of operation.
We started as an airline 85 years ago. That makes us one of the world's oldest airlines that has been in continuous operation. In that period of time, the community that we serve has grown and evolved and changed. And we've changed along with that. The heart and soul of our company is really no different than the heart and soul of Hawaii, the community we call home. So when we determined that we really wanted to preserve our history at Hawaiian Airlines, and not just preserve it in a sort of mummified tomb somewhere in the bowels of our organization, we knew exactly whose help we needed.
I'm Captain Rick Rogers. After flying for Hawaiian for 23 years, I retired in 2010 and became the archivist for Hawaiian Airlines. As the oldest airline in the United States, second oldest in the world, Hawaiian Airlines has a very rich history. So we need to kind of look back at who we were to kind of determine who we are and where we're going. Before Hawaiian Airlines was Hawaiian Airlines, it was Inter-Island Airways.
The year was 1929. Herbert Hoover was president, and the Great Depression was looming, when Stanley Kennedy embarked on a new enterprise he called Inter-Island Airways. He sold sightseeing flights in a single-engine Belunca, bright red and able to carry 6. She was state-of-the-art. Now, daring visitors could get a completely new perspective on the islands from 2,000 feet in the air. Soon, with the addition of 2 amphibious Sikorsky 38s, Kennedy went about connecting Oahu to its neighbor islands.
No land airports were available in the Kona district of the Big Island of Hawaii. It's ironic that passengers could charter a flight to Kona. They would fly from Honolulu to Kona. It would take them about an hour and a half or 2 hours. They would land in Kailua Bay. Before the captain could get the anchor out, the canoes would already be pulling up to the back of the airplane, where the passengers could be climbing up the ladder and then down the ladder and into the canoe. They would be rowed just a minute or so to the shoreline, land at the Kona Inn, and be in the lobby in less time than it takes our passengers today to walk to baggage claim. Hawaiian Airlines hired our first hostesses in 1943, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful success. With these young ladies, aloha became part of air travel.
It was considered a very glamorous job, and so it was really fun doing it, and you felt very special because you were selected. In those days, we would wear the yellow blouses and the gray skirts, and yellow plumeria in our hair.
The DC-3, I felt very comfortable in it because we had regular air, but getting on board while it was sitting like this, you had to go walk up to the cockpit.
Boy, the girls today should try walking around with high heels, 3-inch heels, seamed nylons, and a girdle.
We were to treat the passengers as though each one was a special person.
So it was like welcoming people into your home.
Those DC-3s, number 9, number 10, and number 11, arrived in October of 1941. December 7th of 1941, the whole world turned upside down out here with the attack on Pearl Harbor. One of our aircraft, number 9, was sitting on the ramp at Honolulu that morning, being boarded. The attack started, everybody ran away from the airplane. The first wave of the attack strafed the civilian flight line as well as the military flight lines. It started a fire in the cockpit of aircraft number 9. So the aircraft was aflame and burning, and everybody, were still under attack, and they couldn't even get to the fire equipment to go put the fire out yet. The next wave, just a few moments later, came along and strafed the aircraft again, striking the fire extinguisher in the cockpit and putting the fire out for us. So although the cockpit was destroyed, the aircraft was saved and was able to fly again within a few months.
History, like any good story, needs to be shared. Step into the company's new corporate headquarters in Honolulu and look around.
You can't walk around the offices without having some of Hawaiian history kind of looking back at you. Every few minutes, somebody will ask the TSA agent or somebody, why do they call it OG? Why is it OGG? Why is it not Kahalua? There was nothing that really explained to the traveling public why it was called OGG. So we decided that for our 85th anniversary, it would be fun to tell that story.
Around 1935, Hawaiian's new S-43 Sikorsky came into service. Problem was, the plane's powerful engines had an unfortunate tendency to turn the S-43 left on takeoff. It was a young man who had worked himself up from mechanic to pilot who figured out how to finesse the throttles and stabilize the aircraft. His name was Jimmy Hogue.
Here was one of our pilots that had actually begun on flying a Sikorsky S-38 6-seat amphibian aircraft and retired off of a jet, the DC-9 jet.
Hogue was instrumental in testing the island's first VOR navigation systems. As thanks, the Federal Aviation Administration offered to name the Maui station in his honor.
So his name being H-O-G-G, Hogue, he chose OGG rather than H-O-G to be the three-letter designator.
If you're in Kahalui Airport later this year, stop by Hawaiian's new history wall and see the story of this amazing aviator for yourself.
History is not static. It's something that is continually built upon every single day. A good example is that we've just begun our service to Beijing, China. In a short time, that will be history, something of historical note.
Remember that little red airplane that started it all, the Balanca? Well, in 2009, after an extensive search, Hawaiian Airlines found her and brought her home to Oahu. Today, restored to her original 1929 glory and fully operational, Balanca is a daily reminder of the company's roots. Employees are encouraged to sign up to take a ride, and it's entirely likely that their pilot might also be their CEO. It's been said that our past is a prologue to our future, and nothing could be truer for Hawaiian. Today's Hawaiian Airlines is focused on the future, but firmly grounded in past lessons and time-honored traditions. Mahalo for sharing some of their favorite moments.